CONTI fonda region-nationalistisch-party arriva na fourth tournoi. Lui è matende con suo party as un commiante nazionalista e protestare. Lui declara per una nazione nuovo, l'Iel Fotogia.
Grazie camarate. Fungolian comrades. In recent times, a serious issue has begun to peak. Our inactivity in internal issues, our incompetency in external issues, and most of all our stagnation in our spirit. The statistic of the Fungolian nation shows that over 80% of our populace aren't educated in basic Fungolian history. This, along with our decline in national values, explains why nobody sees the greatness we had in our liberating ideologies of nationalism, syndicalism, isolationism, and militarism. On the topic of militarism, our military is a sleeping giant that is unequipped and lacking in basic strategic knowledge. In the ongoing wars, we are being embarrassed on the world stage. And for what? To benefit a bunch of lazy leaders of non-Fungolian origin? I promise you that the legacies of General Lexkip, General Kip, General Rossi, and even our brother's legacy in Radin Shirie are being stomped on as we speak. The hearts of our brothers, the hearts of our mothers and sisters are being forgotten by a bunch of lazy idiots. Our national soul is being betrayed, and this is all because we have abandoned our roots, our liberating roots, the ones that freed us from the world powers, the ones that had the power to deal with our internal issues, the ones that cared for the well-being of our people. Truthfully, we can no longer ignore this reality. Fungolia and her state in the modern age is weak. Our nation is dying because of it, so it is my duty, as CONTI, to become General CONTI and establish Second Fungolian Nationalist Party. Yes. Our movement will seek senatorial rights, protest rights, government control, educational control, economic control, and national control. We shall establish our state that will abandon this capitalism and seek to create the state that seeks the rights of our workers. People who do not speak Fungolian should not be in our workforce, brushing heads with us, expecting us to go through their dictionary and translate for them in our own land. They don't own us. We will get rid of foreign occupation, diplomacy, and culture, and Fungolia and her workforce shall be owned by Fungolians and not international interests of the capitalists that do not seek the Fungolic interests. So I say to you, get rid of these immigrants out of our workforce by any means necessary. No longer should we worship them and bow to them, but to understand that our economies are stronger and it should benefit Fungolians and Fungolians only. In recent times in our education, our children, our newest people, see that they do not understand our national history as we did. We will not be fed lies in this new state that I propose, about our politics nor our history. They have slandered us and ruined our great state. They embarrassed us and made us look like less. But under Lexkip and under Rossi, our people were revived and made anew. We freed ourselves from our genocidal Solani Seber oppressors who genocided our people. And yes, we shall see Seber again because that is what those less than people are. Grazie. We should clean up this mess in our cities. Fix our architecture and put people to work. Fill these empty buildings and construct the interior of the new Capitol building that was promised to us for years now. to put these shops, saloons, churches, forts, and apartments back into use, I say. And once they are finished, we will build newer ones. Each citizen must contribute to the national collective. Each citizen must fight in the battle of work. We must supply our nation's economy, and to do that our party plans to establish a strict, planned economic doctrine. This means, of course, that economically we would be closer to socialist than we would be to the capitalist. But that is not because we are international, but rather it is because it is in my right to believe as a worker, as a proletarian citizen, I and my Fungolian workers deserve to not be used for somebody's bathhouse, but rather have our labor used to benefit our fellow working people and the improvement of the state. These taxes eat away our savings while we are stuck with nothing, not even a store for us to buy basic things. Under our doctrine, we shall have a government that puts these inactive players to work for good, and to make sure their labor is seen in our ships on the coast, our planes in the sky, and our troops on the road, to make sure we enter this new age untouched by these foreign interests. Fungolia shall be sovereign from the traitors of our nation, the enemies outside our waters, and the international capitalist scheme. Fungolians, and I declare today, shall not be exploited in the national state. No longer. We shall break away from the outside world and build a wall that is small enough for us to peek above and be aware of opportunity and heights, but big enough to protect us from an oppressive foreign influence that only seeks to use us as a chess piece. My Fungolia, don't you see? The traits we fought for are finally here. The military has its potential, but lack of supply and support from NUA. The economy has its potential, but lack of support and assimilation from the government. And most of all, the Fungolian has his potential, but he and his suggestions are ignored by this very country that is meant to represent him. Don't you see, my great Fungolian, that you are the slayers of dragons, climber of heights? You alone are the hated one across the world because you are supposed to be genocided and forgotten. But despite the setbacks, despite the places that we were behind in, we prevailed during the Free State. We survived, and they prevailed, and they survived for you, the great Fungolian man who is at here in this great meeting in the heart of Nua to look for its revival and life again. So as I stand by you, the Fungolian people, I ask for you to stand by me in the upcoming turbulent period that may see my execution, my banishment, and my punishment. I ask for you to stand by me as I stand before you today. I ask for all you in the government, or in the factory, or in the navy, or in the army, or in the farms, to stay by me the whole way. And if you stand by me in my movement, then you shall see me give my life and my dedication to you, the honored ones. So let us revitalize. Let us come back stronger. Stand by me, General CONTI, and we shall prevail.